Hello friends, I'm Svetlana, an international yoga teacher and founder of Yuna Yoga. Welcome to my channel. Today's session is all about building full body flexibility to help you release tight muscles, increase mobility, and feel more open. Whether you're looking to improve your flexibility or maybe take a step closer to mastering the splits, this class is perfect for you. Blocks are optional. Let's begin. Your self-healing journey starts here. Join today. Today we're gonna start in a standing position. Come on the top of your mat. Keep your feet hips width apart. Draw your shoulders down and back, palms facing the front. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Slowly release with exhale. Set an intention for today's session to listen to your body and practice within your own comfort. Open your eyes. On your next inhale, raise your arms to the sky. Come halfway down, chest parallel to the ground. Hands can be on the block or the floor, or maybe on your shins. Lengthen your spine and start bending your knees just a few times to release that tightness in your hamstrings. I want you to focus on your back and continue lengthening. Don't round it too much. So if you need the blocks, please use them. Good. Now place your right hand in the center, start bending your right knee and open your left arm to the side. Left shoulder is above the right one. Gaze up. Bend your right knee as much as you require and straighten your left leg by pushing your left heel down into the ground. Beautiful. With your exhale, lower your left hand down and let's do the same on the opposite side. Bend that beautiful left knee, right leg is straight, chest is opening to the side. Gaze towards your right thumb. Ensure that your neck is comfortable in this position, otherwise look down. Take one more inhale. And exhale, bring your right hand back. Let's do a few forward folds. Lengthen your spine on inhale. Bend your knees, belly on your thighs, head down. Two more inhale, slide your hands maybe up. Exhale, forward fold. Final round, breathing in, push your sternum forward. Bring the crown of your head down when you exhale. Now look forward and step into a plank position. With or without knees on the ground, lower yourself down. Hands are in line with your chest. Come to cobra or your variation of upward facing dog when you breathe in. On your next exhale, full downward facing dog. Don't worry if your heels are not touching the ground. I keep saying this to all my students, for those who practice with me online. On my YouTube channel, you might hear me saying this a lot. Bend your knees, lengthen your spine. Now lift your right leg up to the sky, bend your right knee and do a few hip circle movements just to release the tightness in hip joint. Good. Straighten your leg and bring your right foot to the front. Keep your left knee lifted. Open your right foot 45 degrees. Bring both of your hands inside. Ensure that your knee is in line with your right toes. We've come to an active lizard pose and I want you to start moving up and down slowly. So when you inhale, you lift yourself up with your pelvis, your lower back and even upper back. And when you exhale, you bring yourself slightly lower to the ground. Do 1 or 2 times on your own. And now lower your left knee on the floor. Open your right hip to the side. Maybe even bring the right foot on the outer edge. Option 1, you're gonna stay with your hands on the floor. Option 2, you can always bring your elbows down to the ground. Remind yourself the intention that you have set in the beginning of the session to listen to your body, to practice within your own comfort. Now bring your left foot back straight, pointed to the top of your mat, and arms to the sky when you inhale, coming into a low lunge position. Engage your core muscles. Open your upper back, direct your armpits towards the back wall, and maybe sink down a little deeper with your pelvis, considering that we are working on flexibility today. With your next exhale, bring your hands down to the ground and simply step back into downward facing dog. Well done. We have the same beautiful easy flow on the opposite side. So on your next inhale, shoot your left foot to the sky, bend that beautiful knee, and start circling with your left hip just a few times as per your comfort. Now straighten your left leg, bend your knee, and bring your left foot forward. Right knee is lifted. Open your left foot 45 degrees out, both of your hands on the ground. Hips are square. And once you're ready, start moving up and down within your own range. Inhale, lift yourself up away from the floor. When you exhale, bring yourself deeper down. Do one more time on your own. Feel the stretch, make a pause there. Don't be in a rush. And now lower your right knee on the ground. Open the left foot, maybe bring it on the outer edge. You can always use your left hand also as a support and push your left hip away from you, so to add that additional opening if you require. Beautiful. Now place your left foot in the center, hips are square, arms to the sky. Low lunge on the opposite side. Sink down slightly deeper, but keep your core engaged. Don't relax in your back. Your full body is working. We're not only working on the hips today. Hands down to the ground and step back, downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths in here. Push the crown of the head away from the mat. Rotate your shoulders externally. On your next inhale, lift your right foot up. Step through. Bring your right knee to 90 degrees to the front. High lunge. Breathing. Arms up. Your back heel is lifted. Your back leg is fully engaged. Front knee is 90 degrees or so. And let's start moving here. On your inhale, straighten your arms up, straighten your front leg. Exhale, bend your elbows, front knee. Do a few times on your own, breathing in and out. Continue engaging your core muscles. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing together. Nice. Last time, bring your arms to the sky, front knee is bent. With your exhale, bring your hands in front of you in a prayer, straighten your front leg, and step closer with your back foot. Imagine you're standing on the railway road, feet are on the ground, hips are square. Inhale, look up. and come halfway down. You can keep your hands either in a prayer position in front of you or maybe on the blocks. I recommend on the blocks, either level 2 or level 3. Wherever you are, hips are parallel to each other. Once you are sat in the position, I want you to lift your front toes off the ground. Yes, you will feel the stretch. Maybe even lift your right kneecap slightly up. Option 3, you can start moving your torso up and down. Breathe in, lift your chest up. Breathing out, down. Do a few times on your own. Remember not to push too much. Micro bend your right knee if required. Listen to your body. Good. Now place your front foot on the floor. Micro bend that right knee. And now straighten your leg. Lift the toes off. So we're gonna do simple bends, but this is what actually releases that tightness in the muscles and helps you to become more flexible. These are not regular traditional yoga movements. These come from yoga therapy, the classes that I generally teach online. Now place your hands on the floor and direct your right foot towards your left hip, coming into a pigeon pose. Sit comfortably. If required, bring the block under your right hip. Hands are outside of your mat. Let's continue moving. Inhale up. And when you exhale, lower down, lengthen your spine. Do a few times on your own, in your own rhythm, with your own breath. Deep breath in. Release, bringing your chest down, elbows are bent. I love these movements. These are some of my favorites. These are the movements that I practice pretty much every single day. Good. Now, hands on the ground. Tuck your back toe and step back into a downward facing dog. Now we have the same flow on the opposite side. On your next inhale, lift your left foot up to the sky. Bend your left knee, step through high lunge on the opposite side. Raise your arms up when you're breathing. Bend your front knee, find the strength in your back leg. Now let's move. Inhale, straighten your front knee. Exhale, bring your elbows down, front knee is bent. Arms up, left leg is straight. Exhale, bend your elbows and knee down again. You need to move a lot when you work on your flexibility. Flexibility is not about passive stretch. It is actually about movement. This is the right approach. And I want you to focus on your strength when you are moving here. Feel the strong arms, your shoulder blades. Feel your legs working, your hips. Feel your feet. Now back to high lunge, hands in a prayer position. Now step closer, coming into a pyramid pose. Both feet are facing forward, hips are square. I like to use my hands to square my hips as much as I can. When you are ready, take a deep breath in. Come halfway down, lengthen your spine. Use your blocks to support. Press down with your front big toe, your back heel. Your lower back is lengthening. Good. Now, keep your hands on the blocks and lift the front toes off the floor. Straighten your left leg. Notice that your left leg might feel different from the right one, and that's okay. Now let's start moving with the torso up and down a few times. Micro bend your left knee if required. I remind you again and again, be kind to yourself. It takes time and effort to develop flexibility. So give yourself that time, be patient with yourself. Now let's switch to the knee movements. Straighten your leg, toes towards the nose. Now toes back to the ground, knee is bent. Do a few times, and I want you to focus on your hips. Remember that your hips are square, they are not pointing left or right. You are facing the front as much as you can. Now remove the blocks, bring your hands down on the ground, come into a pigeon pose on the left side. So don't focus too much on your left knee. Keep it 45 degrees or so. We don't have to go as traditional yoga. Hands are outside of the mat. Inhale, chest up. With exhale, coming down. I want you to move with your breath. Lengthening your spine when you lower down, and feel the stretch in your left hip and your right leg. Opening chest, shoulder blades are also moving. Collarbone is smiling when you gaze up. Bring your hands back on the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Final round. Now with your next exhale, bring your knees on the floor, coming into a child pose. Open your knees as wide as your mat. Belly is resting between your thighs. Forehead is fully relaxed on the ground. Stabilize your breath. With exhale, invite relaxation into your shoulders, your arms, your lower back, and your hips. Give yourself to gravity for a few moments. Gently come back into a seated position. I want you to straighten both of your legs in front of you. Bend your knees slightly, heels are on the ground. Ensure that you are sitting on your seated bones. On your next inhale, lift your arms up. Come into a full forward fold. Grab both of your feet from the outer edge. Shift yourself forward, not down. Your belly is resting on your thighs. Don't worry if your legs are not straight. Keep your knees bent as much as you require. And I want you to move as a wave. Inhale, move forward. When you exhale, down. Bring your chin down towards your collarbone. Keep your arms active. Keep this forward fold active. Beautiful. Take one more deep breath in the position. Feel the stretch. And gently bring yourself back to a seated position. Now bend your left knee. Bring your right foot closer to yourself. Interlace your fingers. And I want you to straighten your right leg and start moving. Even if your right leg does not come straight completely, that's okay. I want you to bend your knee and then straighten leg. Do it with your breath. Inhale, leg is straight. Exhale, thigh to the belly if possible. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, bend knee, thigh to the belly. Do a few times. This is what is going to help you to progress in your downward facing dog, to help you to bring your heels down to the ground. This is also what is going to help you with the splits if you're working on the splits. Now let's come to double pigeon pose. Left knee is 90 degrees angle. You can always use a block under left and right thighs accordingly as per your requirement. Keep your right foot across above your left knee. Both of your feet are flex. Option 1, you're gonna sit straight. Option 2, maybe bend down halfway. Or full all the way, and rest your head on your hands down. Slowly come back. Now we're gonna do the same on the opposite side. So right knee is bent, grab your left foot, straighten your left leg. You can always use a strap or a scarf here as another option. And start bending and straightening that leg. When you bend, I want you to bring your thigh closer to your belly. Inhale, leg is straight. Pause, exhale, bring it back with your bent knee. Do a few more times, and I encourage you to come back to the session again and again, because these movements work like magic when it comes to flexibility. This is something that I use a lot in my online classes. Now lower down and come into a double pigeon on the opposite side. Use the blocks if required. I'm reminding you to keep both of your feet flexed. And as per your comfort, bring yourself halfway down or maybe all the way. Remember, both sides are different. This side might feel more flexible, more open, or actually more tight, and that's okay. We are all made in the same way. Left and right are different sides. That is how nature designed us, so that our brain knows where is left and where is right. Take one more deep breath in and come back. Good. Now, if you want to try the splits with me, you can do that. Or you can repeat the same movements that we've been doing, which are also great. Now, if you're gonna try splits with me, bring your right foot to the front, bring your blocks on the both sides. Now focus on your back knee. I want you to tuck your back toes and step back with your back knee towards the back of your mat as much as you can. Don't worry about your front leg at the moment. Once you're there, grab both of your blocks and slowly straighten your right leg. Option 1, this is where you're gonna be, but I encourage you to use the blocks under. You can use 1 block, 2 blocks, whatever works for you. You can keep your front knee bent, that's okay. I want you to square your hips, push your pelvis slightly forward, and bend your lower back. See the way I am pushing? I am pushing from my lower back, and my front knee is completely bent, which is totally fine. So I'm pushing my pelvis forward. This is the right way of practicing the splits. So don't worry if your front knee is bent. And when you are ready, maybe using hands as a support, try to lift yourself up and down a few times if possible, maybe even touch the ground. Eventually, you'll reach to the point when you're able to sit there comfortably. Good. Now, slowly coming out of the posture, bring your right hand inside, slide your right leg to the side and back down. Come into a seated hero pose on your knees, buttocks between your heels. Relax yourself a little bit. It is a great pause after the split practice. I always recommend to do so. And when you're ready, we can do the same on the opposite side. If you're not practicing splits today, continue with the legs stretch that we've done just now. Okay, the same logic, your back knee is moving back first. Now your front leg is slowly straightening. Blocks are getting into use, 1 or 2, whatever feels comfortable. Square your hips and start rotating your inner right thigh outside. See the way I am showing to you. Bend your lower back. See the way I am pushing? I'm pushing with my pelvis. I'm bending my lower back. This is how the split happens, not with your legs only. It is the whole body that is working towards the splits. And you can always keep your front knee bent, which is totally fine, as long as you're working with your hips while rotating it. As long as you're working with your lower back, you will get towards the splits. But if you still feel stuck, maybe you want to find me on my online live sessions. Now let's come out of the posture. Left hand is inside, left leg to the side and back, coming into a hero pose again. Kneeling position, buttocks is resting between your heels. Now I want you to come into a seated position, bend your knees in the front of you and start bending them to the sides, left and right. Keep your hands behind you. Just give yourself a final relaxation after such a deep stretch. Good. Now I invite you to lower yourself down. Draw your knees to your chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe rock yourself side to side. Now open your right arm to the side and drop both of your knees to the left. If you have blocks, you can always use blocks as a support for your knees. Don't worry if your knees are not touching the ground. I want you to micro bend your right elbow. Give additional space to your shoulder and enjoy this beautiful twist from your neck all the way down to your hips. Final easy stretch for the whole body. Gently come back to the center and let's do the same on the opposite side. Left arm is open to the side, left elbow is slightly bent. Both knees are resting on the opposite side. Could be on the block or slightly hanging above the floor. Gently come back and let's finish with full shavasana position. We're gonna stay in shavasana for a minute or so. Take a deep breath in. With exhale, relax your shoulders, relax your lower back, your hips, your legs, all the way down to your feet. Take a pause after this active practice. Feel your body is relaxing. Give yourself to gravity completely. Gently move your toes, your fingers, neck side to side. Roll yourself on this side and come into a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me today. I highly recommend to come back to this session at least twice a week. As a token of appreciation, please help me to reach out to a larger audience by clicking those subscribe and like buttons. Until the next time, stay blessed, stay inspired. Namaste. Your self healing journey starts here.